It's time to turn our attention once more to the Toyota's Production BMW Championship. We had a great race earlier on, which was claimed by Championship leader Harry Goodman after race-long pressure from Matthew Swaffer. We also had a super scrap for third place, and Rob Cooper was able to just get the better of Andy Gay to complete the podium. The grid for this 50-minute race is set by the finishing position of race one, so it is Goodman and Swaffer on the front row of the grid. The second row of the grid, we have got Rob Cooper and Andy Gay. Then row three, Sam Strong, the bright yellow car, alongside him David Graves in the white machine. The fourth row is going to be Mark Palmer in car number 6, alongside him Gregor Pryor. Then row 5, Ed Giddings and Dean Spur to complete the top 10. Ross Stoner and Alan Wildman on row number 6 from Ian Shepherd and Ed Scott. Then row 8 of the group will have Steve Turtle and Paul Bahrain. Then row 9, Callum Noble and Mark Hegarty. The 10th row, Stephen Carter and Jamie Jeffrey. Row 11, Josh Watts and James Vickers. The 12th row, Graham Allen and Gianluca Moretto, provided Moretto can get there after his incident earlier on. I think he can. And William Davison completes the field. There is no green flag lap for the Toyota's Production BMW Championship, so we're going to be going racing straight away for 15 more minutes of action from one of the most popular single-mate saloon car championships in the United Kingdom. The 5-second board has been shown to the drivers. So it's eyes to the gantry time, waiting for the red lights to go on, which they do now. We're about to go racing. Again, a reasonably lengthy hold, and the way we go now, it's a terrible start from third on the grid for Rob Cooper. It's a good start once more from Matthew Swaffer, who's got the jump as they head towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time. And it's Swaffer who leads from Goodman, then Andy Gay in third place. Fourth is Sam Strong, and Strong looking to challenge Gay as they come out of Paddock Hill Bend and climb up towards Druids. And Sam Strong might just be able to elbow his way through, as behind it's 3 or 4 wide. It remains 3 or 4 wide on the Exeter Druids. And I think that was Gregor Pryor who was possibly pushing right out towards the edge of the road. Swaffer though leads and is breaking clear of Harry Goodman with Gay and Strong. And I suspect it's David Graves as well next along, all of them in very close contention. It is Graves who looks to challenge the yellow car of Sam Strong. So they went through Surtees, and indeed he's made the move stick. Great pass that from David Graves. It's 5 for second, third, fourth and fifth, all running very, very closely, but it is giving the opportunity for our race leader, Matthew Swaffer, to start to break clear Andy Gay. David Graves busy battling for the right to the final point, final position on the podium. Andy Gay having lost out late on in race 1. It's been noticed again in race 2. There is every possibility that might end up happening. Strong runs a little bit wide through Druids, and already Harry Goodman trying to get onto terms with Matthew Swaffer. This is what happened in race 1. It was Swaffer who made the early running. Goodman reeled him in and then was able to find a way past, but it was Swaffer who had the demon start. This time around he's got a little bit more of an advantage, plus the fact that Harry Goodman's mirrors are being filled by Andy Gay, David Graves and others. Negotiate clearways and Clark Curve and run along the Brabham Straight. This is to complete the second lap of the race. We're already 2 minutes into proceedings, and once more the Toyota's Production BMW Championship very close, but also very clean as Ed Giddings comes under a lot of pressure from Ed Scott. But it's the 43 car of Giddings that holds the advantage. Slithering a little bit wide there was David Graves in his pursuit of Andy Gay. Coleman just ahead of the Battle of the Eds as well, as they negotiate Druids one piece. This is good defensive driving from Ed Giddings, but Ed Scott, car 88's now got his nose in front, and Giddings might just have to concede into Graham Hill Bend. They give each other racing room, but around the outside gaining the place is Ed Scott. That is good enough for 10th position for Scott. His next target is Alan Wildman, but Wildman is a very tricky campaigner to find a way past. Catching a glimpse there of Gregor Pryor. He's up in 6th position and in pursuit of Sam Strong, benefiting from having a good start to the race. Gregor Pryor trying to reel in Sam Strong as the pair of them arrive into Paddock Hill Bend. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Matthew Swaffer's lead over Harry Goodman is 3/4 of a second. Goodman was 2/10 quicker than Swaffer last time around. So we've got somebody in trouble. That's Mark Hegarty, who has pulled off the edge of the road. It's just approaching Surtees. Hopefully that's not going to provoke an interruption to this race. He would appear to be far enough clear of the circuit. It's a slightly exposed position. You don't quite get it from that camera angle. It's just the point to which the cars start to turn in. Meanwhile, Harry Goodman looking to close up to Matthew Swaffer. So the gap between the pair of them last time around was fractionally shy of 0.8 of a second. Let's see what it is on this occasion as they streak past. And it comes down again. It's down to just under 0.6 of a second. And Harry Goodman, for the last 2 laps, has inexorably closed up the tune of 0.2 of a second per lap as the pair of them arrive into Druids. What it means also in third place is that they're just beginning to drop Andy Gay. Then Gay in third is comfortably clear of David Graves in fourth, whose mirrors are starting to be filled once more with the progress of Sam Strong. The driver who's really lost out with all of this is Cooper, who was due to start in third place, but Rob Cooper into the pits. Yeah, he's into the pits and out of the race. It was such a slow start. Did wonder if he possibly lost the clutch, and so it's proved to be. Now here come the leaders on to the conclusion of lap 5, and this time around it is an 8-wheeler because Harry Goodman, he was 0.6 adrift at the start lap. He is about 600ths adrift at the end of it, and he looks to the inside of Swaffer into Paddock Hill Bend. That's a great move from Harry Goodman. If he can make it stick, that's beautifully executed from Goodman. He takes the lead of the race away from Matthew Swaffer. He came from a long way back, and Swaffer looks to fight back almost immediately into Druids. Goodman moves across, he covers the racing line as the pair of them come downhill out of the hairpin. Next stop is the left-hander, Graham Hill Bend. Oh, that's a little bit of a wobble there for Harry Goodman, and that's going to give the opportunity for Swaffer to look to challenge as the pair of them sprint along the Cooper Straight. But Swaffer can't quite get the overlap, plus we've got the wave yellow flag still. The recovery of Mark Hegarty's car, so there's no way through for Matthew Swaffer, but it shows that this is not done and dusted for Harry Goodman just yet. We've still got just under 2/3 of the race remaining on the Bradham Straight, on to the end of lap 6. Exactly 9 minutes left on the clock. Swaffer breaks as late as he dares for Paddock Hill Bend. The same for Andy Gay. In 4th place it remains David Graves. In 5th place Sam Strong. 6th place is Gregor Pryor. 7th place is Ross Stoner in car number 22. 8th place is Mark Palmer. 9th place Alan Wildman, and completing the top 10 it's Ed Scott. Doubtless that is likely to change several times over between now and the flag. Caught a glimpse there of Dean Spur doing battle a little bit lower down the field, and also making good progress is Gianluca Moretto. Moretto, who retired on the last lap of race 1, if you recall. You can see the car has had some TLC and masking tape applied to it. Get back onto the grid. His next target is number 30 entry of Paul Bahrain. It's Bahrain who turns and inserts now the blue wheels on Paul's car, and we have got Moretto just behind him. And this is one of the beauties of this championship, is that if you look, there are some fantastic fights going on throughout the field, not least because Ed Giddings has found a way past Ed Scott on this last lap. They've got William Davison with them for company as we return of the field. And now David Graves is just coming on strong a little bit later on in this race, and this is what we sometimes see in this championship, is that of the few things the drivers can adjust on the car, some of them prefer to have a car that works very well for them at the start of the race, others prefer to have a car that works well for them at the end of one. That's possibly the case here for David Graves. He's now really getting onto terms with Andy Gay. Of course, as Andy defends from David, it does give the opportunity for the leaders to ease away, and that's exactly what has happened. Andy Gay finished 4th in the first race, having held 3rd for most of it. He's held 3rd for most of this one, so well over half race distance. Will he be able to hold it all the way through to the checkered flag? We will find out fairly short order. Down through paddock they climb up towards Druids. to challenge each other. So the two leaders are also running in tandem once more. It was 0.4 of a second between them at the start of the lap. It would seem to be a lot less than that midway through it along the Cooper Straight, and Swaffer's got a superb run on Harry Goodman, and this a challenge once more for the lead from Swaffer, and he's going to try and elbow his way through. They go side by side into Surtees. Incredibly close stuff between the pair of them. Well held from Harry Goodman, and that was a golden opportunity for Swaffer, but he's still not out of the woods yet, Harry Goodman, because Swaffer carries a lot of momentum and a tighter line through Clark Curve. They run along the Brabham Straight. That's how quickly the laps get reeled off here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. We're half a lap on from that challenge, and still Goodman having to watch what Matt Swaffer is doing in order to match each and every move as they run uphill. Meanwhile, David Graves and Andy Gay busy having a fairly frenetic scrap for third place. Here it is. Of course, as Andy Gay defends from David Graves, it's bringing Sam Strong into the fight as well. That's Sam, the tail of the queue, in the bright yellow car. He sets off in pursuit with a scrap going on ahead of him, having comprehensively dropped Gregor Pry. You really don't know where to look in this one, do you? Because again, Swaffer has got the opportunity to challenge into clearways. David Graves looks to do much the same to Andy Gay. It's going to be once more very close en route towards Paddock Hill Bend. Swaffer possibly not quite close enough to Harry Goodman to cause Goodman any concern just this time around, but it's certainly not the same story in the battle for third position, in particular Sam Strong taking the high line, trying to force the move on David Graves. No way through there. They arrive at the one on Paddock Hill Bend. Again, they climb up towards Druids. Graves to the inside of Andy Gay, and Graves, having defended from Sam Strong, now has the best opportunity really that he's had all race long to try and get himself up onto the rostrum. But Andy, who's got his car perfectly positioned, claims the apex of Graham Hill Bend. There's no way through. These two trains of cars fighting for the podium run along the Cooper Straight with just 4.5 minutes of the race remaining. Therefore, we're getting to the stage where it is starting to get a little bit now or never. Strong again pressurises Graves, but Graves is finding that wide exit then, take it tight for Clark Curve, is what's giving him the momentum to really challenge Andy Gay towards Paddock Hill Bend. Just the line they go. No way through on that occasion though for David Graves. In fact, he rides up over the curbs through Paddock, and that's going to compromise his exit. Sam Strong a lot quicker on the exit from Paddock as we wait for the race leaders to emerge from Druids. Here they come. Still Goodman from Swaffer. Oh, as Graves goes sideways on the exit of Druids, that's a golden opportunity for Sam Strong, but he can't quite take advantage. And of all the places for David Graves to have made a mistake, the extra Druids is probably the one that has cost him the least. He's lost a couple of tenths of a second to Andy Gay. I suspect that he'll have closed that up in no time at all. Meanwhile, it's side by side between Swaffer and Goodman, and Matt Swaffer's got the overlap as they came out of Clark Curve, but has he got the straight line speed along the Brabham Straight? They're going to flash through, and Goodman able to just once more get his nose back in front. Into Paddock Hill Bend, the pair of them go. Swaffer seesaws at the wheel. Got just under 3 minutes left on the clock. Harry Goodman will be watching the time counter ticking downwards. He will be acutely aware to get this race concluded as quickly as possible. Goodman has both tyres out over the white line. He's using every inch of the road. Andy Gay in third place, looking a little bit more unflustered, but David Graves and Sam Strong running in tandem behind. It's been a wonderfully clean race this though, with no contact amongst the front runners. Just that slightly sideways moment from David Graves really being the only hint of any sort of incident. As they reel off the 13th lap of the race. We've got 2 minutes left on the race clock. As the race leaders arrive at Druids, here comes the fight for third. In the middle of the road is Andy Gay. He is going to make this as hard as possible for David Graves to find a way past him. And at the moment, David doesn't quite have an answer. Run around Graham Hill Bend, pick up the throttle on the Cooper straight. Now this could be an opening for David Graves. He just seemed to get a little bit more punch out of the left-hander, but again, Andy Gay has got the car exactly where he needs it to be. All the while, you've got Sam Strong pressurising as well. The same goes for the race leaders as they are about to start another lap, and it's touch and go whether or not this one is going to be the last lap of the race. Just a handful of seconds in it, the fight for third about to arrive at Paddock as well. The race leaders run down through Paddock Hill Bend and then begin the climb up towards Druids. Where is Swaffer going to be able to find the opening? The same goes, of course, for David Graves and indeed Sam Strong. Got Gregor Pryor next along in sixth. He's been caught by Mark Palmer and also Ross Stoner. So that's another good scrap that is in the process of coming together. Race leaders into Surtees once more. Just looking towards the marshal's post, because one of the preceding races, this one was flagged with just a few seconds left on the clock. We're in a not dissimilar situation this time around as they accelerate along the Brabham Straight, but I think they are going to squeeze one more lap out of it. Across the line goes Harry Goodman. The checkered flag doesn't appear on this occasion. They squeak through with 11 seconds remaining. It's good news for us, we get another lap. Now, what can Swaffer do on this final lap of the race? He's looking to try and force the mistake from Harry Goodman. That has not been forthcoming so far. Now Goodman has got a fractional buffer. You wouldn't describe it as anything more than that over Swaffer. Come along the Cooper Straight. What about the battle for third? That is still very, very close as well. But now Swaffer is running out of corners to challenge Harry Goodman. Is he going to go for the lunge into clearways? No, he's not. Instead, he goes for the wide entry. Will try to tighten up on the exit and get the overlap. But Harry Goodman wides that one. Just able to ease off the throttle midway through clearways. It's going to be a sprint to the checkered flag. It's been an excellent weekend of racing the Toyota's Production BMW Championship. And it's Harry Goodman who is our double race winner. He takes victory. Matt Swaffer across the line in second position, and Andy Gay a superb drive for third place, with Sam Strong snatching fourth on the last lap from David Graves, who slips to fifth. Gregor Pryor completes the top six, but still they keep coming. Still there are all these fights as they sprint along to the flag, and that is car, Jamie Jeffrey just beating out Gianluca Moretto as they went across the line. It's a brilliant race from the Toyota's Production BMW Championship. Harry Goodman, our race winner. Matt Swaffer, a very solid second place. Andy Gay completes the podium from Sam Strong in fourth, David Graves in fifth, Gregor Pryor in sixth place, Mark Palmer in seventh, Ross Stoner was in eighth, ninth place went to William Davidson, and completing the top 10 was Alan Wildman. From 11th place, Scott, 12th was Giddings, 13th Turkle, 14th Bahrain, 15th Jeffrey, 16th Moretto, 17th Spur, 18th Noble, 19th Carter, and completed the top 20 was Josh Watts. So we'll have the cars from the Toyota's Production BMW Championship running on towards the podium, and without too many errant ones to retrieve, we will very shortly be turning our attention to the next race of the day, which is the Radical SR1 Cup. Had a great race earlier on between James Taylor and Oliver Barker, but Barker excluded from the race result and awarded some penalty points for failing to comply with yellow flag procedures. However, that doesn't affect the way that they're going to line up for this second race of the day for the Radical SR1 Cup, because that was set from their second fastest time in qualifying. Those cars will be released to the grid very, very shortly. whilst Harry Goodman heads to the podium to celebrate in the Toyota's Production BMW Championship.
A huge cheer from pit lane. It was a hugely entertaining podium. So Harry takes the silver trophy from James for SBR.
Harry, you must be even happier than the last time I spoke to you. 298 out of a maximum 300 points?
That sounds quite good when you say it like that. It does. What can I say? I only wish that I was as good at these things as Jenson Button. Why is it so difficult to be interviewed? I can't. You think it's going to be easy? It isn't.
Well, do you know what? I think you've done amazingly. You should be so pleased with yourself.
Well, I sort of am, but it was bloody hard work, and he went really well. Matt nearly took it, and yeah, it's not going to be long.
Kept you on your toes, is that fair to say?
He certainly did, my God. Yeah, it was really good, really good. I really enjoyed it.
Amazing. Well, let's have a chat to him. Come on in. Matt, you did put the pressure on Harry. He said that. You know, you must be pleased. It was you know, pretty close between the two of you.
I was again disappointed to lose the lead like I did, and then to be quicker as soon as he gets in front is I can't quite figure that one out. But I managed to get past just in front a couple of times, and one clear overtaking pass that Harry made a mistake, and there was double wave yellow, so I couldn't get back in front again. So it's a bit unlucky there, but I'm pleased. Another podium.
Absolutely.
I'm on the pace.
And it's all adding. You know, the points are adding up.
Yeah. I've just got to keep the pressure on him.
Yeah, I know.
It'll crack eventually.
He'll crack eventually. Brilliant. Thanks ever so much, Matt. Let's have a chat to our other couple of drivers here. Come on over. Oh, yeah. So, Andy, we've not spoken to you yet. Oh. Andy, we've not spoken to you yet. Third.
Yeah, happy with that. Big progress from last year, and it's nice to be up here. Hopefully the first of many.
Yeah. How was the race actually for you this time round? You know, what specifics?
Really, really busy defending. There was Sam Strong and Dave Graves who were right behind me for the entire race and mostly defending. Yeah, so pleased to have just about managed to do it.
Yeah. Well, you did an awesome job. You're here on the podium, and that's what counts, and you got some points as well.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Brilliant, thank you. It's the man with a race of his own today, Steve. I mean, technically today you are, but there are obviously a lot of other people racing, aren't there?
Yeah, sure.
So how did that one go for you?
Okay, not so bad. Still with the same sort of group of guys in the mix there at the rear end of the field. Unfortunately, had an incident near the end, so the car's a bit of a mess, but managed to finish. So.
And you're all right?
Yeah, it's fine, thank you. Yeah.
Good. All right then. All right. So what's coming up for you then? How's things looking for the next meeting? Do you know who's going to be there? Are you on your own again?
I'm not sure yet, not sure. So hopefully I'll be there as well. Yeah. So a bit of repair work, and then hopefully the other guys will be there as well. So look forward to it.
Yeah, lovely. Brilliant. Thank you.
With other cars and still keep the car on the black stuff, which is the idea.